Next up, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. David Wilson, who currently works at NuvOx Pharma, an Arizona startup, as the Chief Business Officer. He earned an MS PhD at Cornell and his bachelor's from the University of California, San Diego. His diverse corporate career contains significant involvement in development, commercialization of diagnostics, vaccines, and pharmaceuticals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, meet David.
Thank you. First off, thank you, Joan. Joan Koiber-Walker is doing a fantastic job with AZBio. But I'm here today to tell you a little bit about NuvOx. It's a Tucson-based company. I just joined it in January, but I have a career in drug development and producing FDA-regulated products that spans over about 20 years. When I saw the original business concept for NuvOx at a Desert Angels meeting, not only did I invest in the company, but I offered to help them because what I saw was the potential for a therapeutic platform that could revolutionize how we think about oxygen deprivation, hypoxia, and ischemic disease. So imagine that you're in the ambulance, you've just had a stroke, and the EMT pulls out a vial of NuvOx 108 and gives it to you. What that does is it increases the oxygen concentration in your blood so that it can rescue the tissue that normally would be destroyed in the absence of oxygen. Okay? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We've tested this in animal models, and some of the potential disease indications that we have are in radiation-resistant tumors, which is about 80% of tumors that undergo radiation therapy. We increase survival in animal models by 4-fold. In a stroke model, we can mitigate the brain damage by 85% if you give this drug within 90 minutes after the onset of stroke. In hemorrhagic shock, which was tested in pigs, you drain the pig of half their blood, they all die. You drain the pig of half their blood, and you give 2 cc's of NuvOx 108, and they all live. They all recover, they all replenish the blood loss that they have experienced. And just yesterday at the University of Arizona, I saw the data where we were able to mitigate heart damage by 2.5-fold. If you administer this product concomitantly with the induction of myocardial infarction. So, as a little bit of history, NuvOx has been around since 2008. And in that time, they have demonstrated efficacy in animal models. They have filed for patents. They have talked to the FDA to understand the regulatory pathway to approval for this product, and then they've proceeded to raise $5 million. But let there be no mistake, that's not enough, and my goal here today is to generate more questions about NuvOx than I'm going to answer, and to have you stop by the table right back there and ask me about it. Give me your business card and I'll follow up with you. Because we're raising money. Our goal is we've got $2 million in the bank, but to get through a clinical trial, that just doesn't seem to be enough in this environment. So, one important fact I forgot to mention is that our first product has already been injected and tested in 2,000 human beings because it was originally approved as an ultrasound contrast imaging agent. So we know it's safe, we know that in people they tolerate it well, and NuvOx has secured all the patents for the therapeutic application of this particular drug development platform and therapeutic mechanism. This year, since I joined in January, I took a look at their technology portfolio, and one of the risks that I thought we were embarking upon, which was a risky venture, was to be defocused, too diffuse in our thinking. There were many different technologies, many different diseases. The point is, let's find out if this thing really works in people. That's the goal. That's where that represents a significant valuation event for us. Plus, one of my old mentors, who used to be president of Hoffman LaRoche, Erwin Lerner, he said, Dave, in any product development program, make sure you fail as early as possible. Because there are so many opportunities to do other things. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Find out if it works. Then if it does, then we will invest as a corporate entity to really do it right and develop this product. So NuvOx is at that inflection point where now we need to find out if it works in people. We know it's safe, and we have many choices in terms of disease indications. All of them are kind of complicated. So this year, which we've already begun many of them, we are manufacturing the product in accordance with FDA regulations, and we've outsourced that. We are signing contracts and developing protocols for a phase 1B clinical trial. And we are beginning corporate partnering discussions to let them know where we're at, because in order for us to really survive and develop this product properly, we need the infrastructure, the bandwidth, and the resources of a large pharmaceutical corporation. And that used to be my old job, by the way. And then one of the first things I did at NuvOx was try to get everybody to focus, put together timelines, milestones, project plans, and look at the technology they had. And as a mechanism for raising money, we're in the process of packaging it and offering it for out-licensing. And I have I have 6 a.m. conference calls with China on out-licensing it, because I do have work experience in China, and they're craving any kind of technology at this point. So we are, in the next couple of months, we ought to raise a couple of $1 million just from our out-licensing activities. But for this particular program, let there be no mistake. I'd love to take your check today. So I talked about choices initially, but it seems as though the shortest, cleanest, most suitable drug development path would be in radiation-resistant cancers, and to look at a specific disease, glioblastoma. These patients, once diagnosed, they live 4 months. If they go through brain surgery, then subsequent radiation therapy and chemo, their survival is on the order of 12 months. So survival is a significant endpoint. It also happens to be a hypoxic tumor. Current therapy isn't that good. So we have, we're working with a CRO at this point to set up that clinical trial. And the last patient, last dose, you know, everybody talks about when they start their trial. I don't care about that. I want to know when you're going to finish it. But the last patient, last dose is set up for Q1 2014. So we have a lot of work to do because we haven't given our first dose yet. Glioblastoma is a tough disease because patients get 30 doses of radiation therapy, 5 days a week for 6 weeks, Monday through Friday. And we administer NVX 108 along with it to improve the oxygen content of the tumor, and that allows the radiation therapy to work more effectively. In the very first slide, we improved survival in an animal model by 4-fold. So we hope to do that well in humans. Next year, we will complete, because of the follow-up, because of it is a survival study, we will have done all the follow-up by the end of the 3rd quarter next year. And once we have human data, you know, I've contacted Merck and Pfizer and BMS and Abbott and J&J, and these are all companies I've worked with in the past. They say, you know, Dave, we just have too many opportunities to collaborate with people and to invest. You got to show us some human data. You really have to show us that. And besides, we do a human clinical trial as part of our pre-IND package that we submit to the FDA. That's really a paradigm shift in drug development. It used to be it was only animal data was required. Now J&J, BMS, Pfizer, they do foreign clinical trials in people and add that to their preclinical tox package. So they have indications of efficacy as a decision point for them to invest further in the program. So next year, we will scale up manufacturing, provided it works. You know, I don't want to invest another nickel in producing something if it doesn't work. Assuming it does, then we schedule our pre-IND meeting with our corporate partner at the end of next year. And once they have invested, we will give the investors that invest in our current round an opportunity to take the money and run, or to keep their investment and add warrants to it so that they can benefit from our future success. Because remember, we're going to fail early, or we're going to go big or go home. Here's the tin cup slide. So if anybody wants to talk to me further about data, about the strategy, about the timing, please feel free to stop by the table. My name's David Wilson. Thank you.